What's up, everyone? Movie Mania Nick here. Last week, actually last Wednesday, I went to go see a movie, The Producers, the 1967 version. It's part of that Fathom events where they show classic movies over the summer. So that's just one of the movies I went to go see. The Producers from 1967. It starred Zero Mostel, Gene Wilder, Christopher Hewitt, as we know from the TV show Mr. Belvedere in the 80s, Kenneth Mars, and Dick Shawn. And the director, of course, was Mel Brooks. So this movie is basically about a down-on-his-luck producer, Max, is forced to romance rich old ladies to finance his efforts until he meets timid accountant Leo Bloom. The two decide upon a way to make a fortune by producing a surefire flop, but it does not go the way they planned. Now, I've seen, I haven't seen, like I said, I've seen this movie, of course. This was the first time I've seen this movie. I have not seen the Broadway show, which I would have liked. And I even haven't seen the other, I don't know if it was a movie. Yeah, it was a movie too. The Producers, which was with Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick at the time. And like I said before, it was the Broadway show too. But this is the first time I've actually seen the original movie. The Zero Mostel and Gene Wilder. And let me just tell you something, guys. It is an old movie. It was in color, but it's hysterical. You have to see this movie. I was laughing my butt off the whole entire movie. I definitely recommend to see this movie. If you like Mel Brooks like I do and seen all of his other movies, see this movie. From the acting, from the slapstick comedy humor, from the comedic geniuses of the actors, from Mel Brooks, everybody, the writers, the cinematography, everything was amazing. If you see this movie and you do not laugh, there's a problem. You have no sense of humor. All the other people in the movie theater, that it wasn't a lot, but the people that were there, they laughed too. I was laughing. But especially Gene Wilder. I like Gene Wilder. I've always liked Gene Wilder. Especially when he was in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Young Frankenstein. Those movies I laughed, especially Young Frankenstein. So I definitely recommend to go see this movie. Check it out if you've never seen it. It's a must of movies. If you love movies, see this movie. It's a good movie. It's a funny movie. You'll enjoy it. I definitely did. Also, there was really no downbeat to the movie too. There was it was every maybe few minutes or so, there was always something comedy. It just kept going with the comedy routines. Either the lines, what they said, the slapstick, everything. You got to see it. And now it's time for fun facts. The hysterical scene was filmed at the end of a long day, and Gene Wilder told Mel Brooks he was exhausted. So Mel Brooks solved the problem by loading the actor up with sugar and caffeine with 2 Hershey bars and a cup of coffee, and the scene was shot in just 2 takes. Because of the Springtime for Hitler musical number, the film was banned in Germany. This was Mel Brooks' first movie he has ever directed. All of Brooks' future movies make at least one reference to this one, some with bits of a musical and others by referring to Nazi Germany. To get better into character, Kenneth Mars slept in his costume every night. It was also Mars' idea to have Liebkin excuse me, guys. Liebkin's helmet spattered with pigeon poop. Mel Brooks and Zero Mostel reportedly had clashes of ego on the set and found it hard to get along. They never worked together again. Gene Wilder wrote half of Leo's courtroom monologue at the end, and Mel Brooks wrote the other half. The Springtime for Hitler number took 2 days to film and was the most expensive scene in the film. Gene Wilder's "Whom Has He Hurt" speech was completely improvised. Premiere voted this movie as one of the 50 greatest comedies of all time in 2006. The movie was scored by John Morris, and him and Mel Brooks continued to work together until the movie Life Stinks, which came out in 1991. This film was shot entirely in New York City. This film was a box office failure at first, but didn't gain popularity until 16mm prints circulated in colleges throughout the 1970s. This was considered to be one of the most controversial films of all time. And finally, it was included among the 1001 movies you must see before you die. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this movie. Well, I hope you go see the movie first and like it. But I hope you enjoyed this movie review. Like, share, support. And as always, I'll see you guys later. And finally, in the words of Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes!